Hello everyone. Today in this video we're going to discuss some important questions for examination purpose, and before that I would like to share some important topic for internals examinations that are research approach, research design, questionnaire design and scales that are must to read. And now let's start. From Unit 1, the first question is define the appropriate target population and sampling frame in each of the following situation. The situations are first is manufacturer of cereal brand wants to conduct in home product uses in test in Delhi. And the second is local team station wants to determine households viewing habit and programming preference. So the first cereal brands want to conduct an in-home product uses test in Delhi. So all households in Delhi who are current or potential customers, consumers of breakfast cereals, that is household where at least one member consumes or willing to try a packaged cereal. ये हमारा target population हो जाएगा. The sampling frame here is the list of database of Delhi households obtained from sources such as retailer या फिर supermarket loyalty database showing cereal purchasers, market research consumer panels in Delhi, census or municipal household list screened for cereal consumption. Now the second one is local television station wants to determine household viewing habit and programming preference. So here the target population will be all the households within the television station broadcast area who have access to a television and watch TV programs. And the sampling frame here will be the list of or the directory of TV households such as cable or DTH subscribers list, audience measurement agency panel, telephone directory or voter list of households screen for TV ownership. So in this question, the one point which we need to understand is the difference between target population and sampling framework. So basically target population whom we want to study, and sampling frame is where we can get the list, the source from which the sample is drawn. Uh, Moving on, the second question is we have to distinguish between exploratory studies and descriptive studies. Important question. So the purpose of exploratory study is to explore or gain insight into a problem that is not clearly defined. Or descriptive is to describe the characteristics of a population or a phenomena accurately. Nature of the study is flexible and unstructured and aims to discover ideas and pattern. Descriptive, it's a structured and well planned, aims to measure and describe variables. Stage of research is conducted at an initial stage of research to identify problems and hypotheses. Descriptive is conducted after the problem is clearly defined and hypotheses are formed. Data type, here we use qualitative opinions, interviews and observations, and there we use statistical and survey data. Research instrument in exploratory study, we can use unstructured interviews, focus group, case study, secondary data. Here we can use structured questionnaires, surveys and checklist. Outcome leads to a new idea, insight and tentative hypothesis, and यहाँ पे this leads to a factual, statistical and analytical description. Example, when you want to studying why consumer prefer a competitor's new product. So this is an exploratory study, and descriptive will be studying the demographic profile and satisfaction level of a customer. So basically the difference between exploratory research and descriptive is exploratory is finding out what's going on and descriptive is describing what it is. Moving to the next question, that is an aggregate wish to determine extent of search pricing in metro city. What type of research designs shall be suitable? Explain various type of research designs. So the appropriate research design for this study is descriptive research. The reasons being, क्योंकि यहाँ पे problem is very clearly defined, we have to determine the extent of search pricing. The objective is to measure and describe how frequently and to what extent search prices occurs in different area, times and conditions within the metro city. And it involves quantitative analysis of real data, that is right prices, peak hours, demand levels. So the example, the aggregator may collect data on right price during peak and non-peak hours across the different city zones and describe the average percentage of price increases. Now the second part of this question is we have to describe research design and its various types. So basically research design आपका एक overall plan या blueprint होता है for conducting a research study that specifies how data will be collected, measured and analyzed to achieve the research objective. It provides a framework to ensure the evidence obtained enables the researcher to effectively answer the research questions. So there are mainly three types of research design. First is exploratory design, second is descriptive designs, and third is casual, that is experimental research design. We have already discussed about the two. Exploratory, the purpose is to explore an unknown problem or gain new insights. It can be used when you have very little or no information available about the problem. It's flexible, unstructured, and qualitative. Techniques here you can use secondary data analysis, group discussions, depth interviews, या फिर case studies. Example, a company exploring why customer satisfaction has suddenly dropped. Uh, the second one is descriptive. So the purpose of this research design is to describe the characteristics of a phenomena or a relationship between the variable. Here the statement is very clearly defined. The nature is structured and quantitative. Techniques here can be used are surveys, observations and statistical analysis. Example is determining the extent of search, pricing, customer preference, or demographic patterns. Now, moving to the third research design, that is casual and experimental, it's new. So, the purpose here is to identify cause and effect relationship between variables. So, when the researcher wants to test whether one variable affects another, then in this case, we can use casual experimental research design. So, nature here is it's controlled and scientific. Techniques, experimental labs or field, control or test groups. Example, testing whether reducing prices leads to increased demand or not. So this is about the research, different types of research design. Moving to the fourth question, that is here we have to identify the appropriate type of research design in the following cases. Now let's see. The first case is a researcher wishes to ascertain causes of dissatisfaction of customer for a popular restaurant chain using in-depth interviews. So in-depth interviews, we can see यहाँ पे we have to use exploratory research design because the study seeks to explore reasons for dissatisfaction which are not clearly known. So in-depth interviews are qualitative and unstructured, typically for exploratory research. Now the second point is understanding course preference under NEP using a single cross-sectional survey. So it's cross-sectional is a type of descriptive research. Here the researcher aims to describe students' preference at a particular point in time through a structured survey, a descriptive and cross-sectional approach. So this is about descriptive, second point. The third problem statement is to understand the evolution of blockchain technology through systematic review of literature. Again, it's here you can use exploratory research, design, qualitative and secondary. The study explores and summarizes existing literature to gain insights into how blockchain has evolved, typical of exploratory design based on secondary data. Fourth point is to understand the impact of mindfulness on work productivity before and after training program. So here it indicates a relationship between these two. So we can use experimental research design. Before and after interventions, we have to measure productivity, implying a cause-effect relationship. So experimental or casual design. Determining surge pricing caps. Descriptive research design here because the aim here is very clearly mentioned to describe and measure the extent or frequency of surge pricing. To understand the efficiency of a newly launched hybrid two-wheeler, again it's a kind of we have to examine the relationship. So casual research design, the goal here is to test performance or efficiency requiring cause-effect evolution through testing. So it's a casual or experimental in nature. Seventh point is measuring stress level of air traffic controller at two stations at airport while assigning duty randomly. Again, here's a relationship type of question. So casual research design to experimental design. So random assignment indicates a controlled experimental setting to a test the cause effect of location or condition or stress level. So again, in short, you have to remember exploratory design is why and what's going on. Descriptive is about what is happening and casual is what caused it to happen. Now the last question for this video is an investment firm manager wants to find the reason behind customers shifting to competitive firm. what research design approach will be used and why. Also explain major types of research design with example. So the question is very clearly says that the manager wants to find the research reason behind customers shifting to competitive uh, firms. So the problem statement here is not very known. So we can use exploratory research design. Justification, again the problem customer shifting is not clearly understood. The manager does not yet know why customers are leaving. The objective here is to explore underlying reasons, attitudes, and motivations behind this shift. And the study will help the firm to gain insights to develop strategies to retain customer. Again, the methods which can be used in exploratory design is in-depth interviews, focus group discussions, and secondary data analysis. Um, then again, this we have discussed earlier, the meaning of research design. It's a blueprint and plan that guides the researcher in collecting, analyzing, and interpreting data to solve a research problem. Major type of research design we have discussed: exploratory, casual, and descriptive. So that's all for this video. Thank you.